Hi everyone, Kim here. I'm working on my Just a Scrappin Design Team weekly challenge, and for this week it's Celebrate Veterans Day. Now this is a technique that I wanted to show you. I didn't think I've done a video on this yet. Sometimes when I'm doing my scrapbook layouts or a card in this case, I create a card base first and then I put my images on it and go from there. Now actually, first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and go into Insert Shapes and give myself a square. From there, I'm going to edit, and I'm going to make it into an A2 size layer. So the height is 5.5 because it's going to be a top card, and a 4.25. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the color. So I'm going to go into Layers, click on that black square, and change it to white. Now I'm going to go into Insert Images, Cartridges, and it's thinking, and I'm going to type in Stand and Salute because those are the images that I'm going to be using. Go down and find it, passed it up, there it is. Click on View All 457 Images. I did purchase this cartridge many years ago, so it is linked. I'm going to go down to the word Freedom, click on that, and then I'm also going to be using these stars, just like that. And maybe bring my canvas up here just a tiny bit. Insert Images. Alright, so as you can see, they're too big. So I'm going to go ahead and just play around a little bit. Click on Layers. I'm clicked on the Freedom image. Click on Edit. I'm going to unlock it. And I know I want the height about 1.5. And for sure I want the width to be 4.25. I may even bring that down a little bit. No, 1.5 is good. And then I have my stars. So for my stars, I'm going to start out, I'm going to unclick the little lock there. There's going to be 2 sets because there's 3 stars and I want 6 across. So I'm going to do 1.5 just to start for the width. As you can see, it's kind of off a little bit as far as the height goes. And then I changed that to 0.75. So it's 1.5 width, 0.75 height. If I do, let's go ahead and do 2.10 because with doubling that, that would make almost the same size of the card all the way across. I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste. You can also copy and paste up in the little toolbar up there. And let's see if that's going to work. That should be good. All right. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm coming over to the layers, and I'm going to say Weld. All right, so then I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm using my mouse doing right click, and I'm going to bring this down. And just kind of getting an idea, that's how I want my total card to look like. I'm kind of being OCD here for a second. All right, so that looks like that's all going to fit. Now I'll click on Go so you can see how the cut file looks, and then so that's the Freedom that'll cut first, and then the stars will cut next. And then what I need to do is I need to delete that that layer, because I don't want that to cut out. I just want the images to cut. So there we go. All right, let's go to the craft mat and get this card put together. Alright, so welcome back to my craft mat. Now what I've done is I've made it a top folding card, and this is just a piece of Recollections cardstock, and it's at 4 1/4 by 5.5. There's my stars. Just a little side note here, when I was on the Cricut Design Space and I highlighted the 2 rows of stars and said weld, the one thing that you need to do first is you need to actually put, if you're doing the stars for example, on the mat, you need to actually put them together and then weld them, and I did not do that, so that's why they did not weld. So my mistake. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of dark blue, similar to this color, cardstock on the white layer first. And I'll tell you why, because I laid this on top of this and I didn't think it was enough color. So I decided to go ahead and put this one down first. And it's just slightly under the size of the base of the card. Trying to get that even on there. Oh, you'd think it was my first day making a card. I guess the challenge here is that because it's just a little bit smaller than the base of the card. Alright, that's good. Then this I have in my stash. I think it's from a Big Lots paper pack. I haven't been to Big Lots in so long. I shopped there a lot when I first started scrapbooking years ago. They had such great stuff, but they kind of changed their great stuff to not have such great stuff anymore for scrapbooking. And we're going to get that on there as well. Okay, so let's put our freedom word on. You know what? I just pulled out my mini oh, there's no tape in it. Well, so much for that idea. I was going to use my Xyron instead of trying to use my glue. And my glue pen is out of glue. I have to go to Michael's or Joann's or someplace and get a new one. That works really good for these little intricate cuts. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put that M right at the edge of the card and then work my way over to get that all straightened out. Let me grab my T-square. I don't know why I'm being so obsessive about this. I guess it would just bother me if it wasn't on straight. Okay, that's good. Now, I can also use the line here. Let's do the stars. Again, I got to make sure that I get it right on the edges so that nothing pops up. Alright, I'm going to lay this one down as well and see where I'm at as far as the stars going across. And then, did you see how I put those upside down? I actually did put them upside down. There is a right way and a wrong way, so that way, this way they'll match up. And line that up with that line right there. And then do these guys. And line those up with that same line that's on that paper. And that's good. Looking good so far, people. We'll do the same to these on the bottom here. Put that there. Now I'll show you here in a minute something that can be done. It's would be kind of cute adding to the card. Put this row on. Now the insides of these stars came up with these little guys right here. So you could, if you wanted to, put some additional stars on here. Not sure if I want to do that, but it would look kind of cute, right? I'm trying to decide what I want to do. No, I'm going to leave them off. Just leave them off. I may change my mind, but alright, so there's my freedom card. That's the technique I use. I also use the same technique when I do scrapbook layouts. You know, I click on the square and bring it out to a 12 by 12, and then if I want to put images on there, and I don't know like what size or whatever. I just put the image on that 12 by 12 virtual mat, and or not mat, but virtual page, and just move my images around, create the images on there. So all right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Happy Veterans Day 2015. Have a great day.